Hi everyone. For my phonics awareness activity, I chose a listening game that I found on readingrockets.org. The activity is called the Nonsense Game. The objective is to develop the children's ability to recognize the differences between what they expect to hear and what they actually hear. For the materials that you would need a book that's familiar to the students. It's probably been read a few times. That's the best way to do it. Or a poem. That'll work as well. And you need copies to give to the struggling students and the ELL students. So you would have all the students sit either on the carpet up front or at their desk, whichever way you prefer, or you could even put them in groups at table centers. And then you would read the book to them. But while you're reading the book, you would change the sentences, the text, to make nonsense sentences. Example of that would be, I can get out of bed all by myself, but instead you would say, I can out bed of get all by myself, so that they would see that the differences are easy to spot, and they would be able to tell you the difference in the sentence, or at least realize that there's something wrong with the sentence, and then you could help them along figuring out what should be said. The book I chose is All by Myself by Mercer Mayer. It's a pre-K or up to second grade type book. It's a series that he has put out that is based on the character Little Critter. This is the little guy here. Okay, so the book starts out here. And the first page, it says, I can get out of bed all by myself. So you read it, and you can change that page. Basically, I would just change every other page, or maybe just every third page, so that they would not know when to expect the changes. And then when they recognize it, they could raise their hand and tell you that what they heard was wrong. And then you can ask them what about the sentence was incorrect and how should it have been read. And to accommodate the struggling readers, or to give them a copy of the text, and they can follow along and hear the changes and see them on the text, so that it would sink in with them. As well as the ELL students, they could also follow along and see the differences as they're hearing the differences, and be able to recognize when you've made the changes. For the advanced students, you could have them write down the words that they found were incorrect, and then at the end they could go and write sentences using these words that they heard wrong. For the close of my activity, I'd have the students tell me random nonsense sentences, and then have the other students in the classroom try to guess what the sentence should be. I think that would give them lots of practice with that. The basic idea is that they could strengthen their excuse me, the grammar, the phonemes, their meaning understanding, and the awareness of phonology. Sorry, can't speak today. Their syntax and semantics of language. They would be able to use this for pretty much different steps in their phonics awareness programs. I think that it would be a fun game. I think they would like this. The anticipation of when you're going to say something wrong and be able to tell you when it's correct. And that's my activity.